Hello and welcome to Pointless Counter Pointless. My name is JJ. I'm the head of production over at Iceblock, and today I am joined by
Swinky.
Welcome to the party. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Got you. Despite your best efforts, I got you on mic and on camera.
Yes.
All right. Happy old year.
Happy old year.
I was thinking, well, we have no real format for the program Pointless Counter Pointless, so I thought, why not go off format for December? Is it the 30th or the 31st?
31st.
31st for December 31st. Why not break all the rules, and kind of just let's break it down. Let's see what 2016 year in review.
Yes.
First question: what was the worst of 2016? Let's get that out of the way as quick as possible.
For me?
Yeah. Well, for anything. What do you?
Anything?
If there's anything that you could erase from 2016, what would it be?
My addiction to news entertainment.
To entertainment? Talk about that for a minute. What do you mean?
I think I was too, because the election, the U.S. election.
Well, it was an overly fascinating news cycle, wasn't it?
It was very entertaining from January all the way through. It was really fun to watch, and then
the fun wore out around November 9th, didn't it?
Yeah.
The fun ended.
And I felt very irresponsible. I've been irresponsible with my headspace and my heart space. I
How
shouldn't
so?
allow these narratives to control so much of how I think and what I feel and how I see the world. It shouldn't so much control my plans and my hopes and my dreams.
Let's back it up. What are your hopes and your dreams?
I want to be happy, and I want to make other people happy. And I want to be happy while doing my craft, my passion, pursuing my passion, which is music, singing, and writing songs, and being silly. I like being silly. I'd like to continue doing that for the rest of my life.
Okay.
While still being able to put food on the table, and clothes on my back, and sleep in a building, a warm one.
With a heated floor.
Mm-hmm.
So the worst for you was an addiction to the news cycle. What was the worst outside of your self?
You know, the war in Aleppo,
Mm-hmm.
in Syria, Iraq. It's just, we've become so numb. It's just, oh, okay, more people died. Oh, another child. Another picture of another child in a dire situation. Oh, more people killed in a terrorist attack. You know, just, I feel like I've become numb, and so have other people too. I feel like it's not something that's happened just to me. We've become numb to what's happening outside, because there's so much of it and we feel powerless. I'm speaking for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for me that was the worst, how we treat each other. It's pretty bad.
Do you think this year was any worse than previous years for human relations? How we treat each other, how we perceive each other?
No, I think it's come to the fore. It's before it was in some areas it was hidden, but now we are, we're callous. It doesn't matter. If you don't like what I said, then don't listen to me, or go somewhere else. If you don't like it here, go somewhere else. That's we've really, maybe we didn't care before, but now we really don't care how anyone feels or what our actions or our words, the effect our words and actions might have on others, doesn't really. Of course it's not for everyone, but it just feels like we've lost some of the compassion that we had, if we had any. How was 2016 for you?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of an exceptionally callous year. I want to argue that, but I don't have the research to back up anything I'd like to say.
And it's just feelings. Like a lot of the news this year was just feelings. People feel this way, so it must be true. So I'm contributing to this phenomenon of misinformation.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think, what was it? You were telling me about the rates of cancer, of one type of cancer were going up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, are the rates of that type of cancer going up, or are we getting better at diagnosing that type of cancer? What is the actual story here? Which way? Is the world more callous, or are we just employing tools of communication to alert each other when callousness is happening. Which do you think is more likely?
I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B? Why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There are no consequences for being mean to people.
That was the worst of 2016 for me.
Yeah.
Was, and I don't know, did I talk to you about this? I know I've said it to other
Probably.
people. What was the thing that frustrates me most about Trump's nomination is, like, I work really hard to be accountable for what I say when I'm running the business, and I really try to make promises, keep the promises. We
Yeah.
try not to adjust, like we give them the quote and we try not to adjust the price. We do everything we can to get it in on budget, and it's incredibly rare that we adjust a price when we're finally invoicing. To see somebody heralded for his unaccountability is really disruptive to my ethics. And for me, I think that was the worst of 2016, was watching somebody get lauded and heralded as a hero who shows absolutely no accountability for what he says from hour to hour. It just, whatever he's feeling becomes the truth in that moment. And I think in that election, what we're seeing, the reason it feels like the world is more callous is because that election feels like it confirms everything we feel about other people being callous. Like, it's like they want to be off. Like, that's the feeling from the outside, is somebody who voted for him wants to be off the hook for what they've said too. They don't want to be held accountable. They just want to say what they're feeling and let that be the law of the land, and let their feelings run the legislation. That is that's what it feels like got elected, is that right to disavow your statements and to not be held to any metric of honesty ever. That's how it feels from the outside of the group of people who got him elected. I imagine from the inside it's a very different feeling, but from the outside, I think that was the hardest thing to stomach this year, was watching somebody be elevated to the top position in America, who has such a terrible, terrible track record of standing by his word. So that's the worst for me.
Yeah.
That's external. Internal. This year was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this year was really good.
It was.
Let's talk about you. What was good about this year? What did you?
I have grown, Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a better singer. Still not good at negotiating, but a little better.
Did you wash out this year? Were there any negotiations that were just that you feel embarrassed about how quickly you come?
Quite a number, actually. But
Really?
Yeah, but fewer than last year.
Okay.
So that's good.
Who's roping you in?
No, it was a songwriting deal.
What was it? Wait, that recent one where you did the two?
Uh-huh.
I disagree completely.
Really? I could have asked for more.
You could have asked for more. I don't think you should have.
Yeah.
I mean, you know enough about the industry to know that I don't know where they're at, if they're an upstart or what they are, but that type of money for anyone outside of like the Sony building or the Columbia building, to cold call you and have that cash ready, it wasn't so bad. You could have asked for more. You technically could have. You might have gotten it. The worst thing is now they have you locked in at that price, and next time, anytime they want to use you, it's going to be that same offer.
I know,
So,
but I will, from here on, hopefully I will keep building a name for myself as someone you can run to when you need melodies and lyrics.
I've been running to you for 4 months now. I need melodies and no lyrics, but melodies.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute.
When I have a bit of a reputation, more of a reputation. This year I feel like, songwriter-wise, I've gotten more of a reputation, and that's good. In Japan, at least. Yeah, that's good, and I'm happy.
All you need is one hit. Like the numbers, if you get a hit, then the numbers will go up and you get to have more control over your price.
Right.
Who are you right now?
No one knows. Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that to disrespect you, but it's like
understand.
if I was commissioned to get a melody and I didn't know you, you wouldn't be at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't mean that rudely.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying.
It's okay.
You know what I'm driving at.
But I'm grateful for the growth that's taken place this year, and I'm glad I didn't give up. A lot of times, I didn't want to do stuff because I didn't feel good enough.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, like when there's the producer from LA who wanted to do something with me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh! I mean, oh my goodness! I don't think I can do this.
Secret info: Swinky has her own language.
Yeah. I don't think I can do this because this song is out there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I tried it and it was good.
The space one? You guys were fine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
I guess another thing out of 2016 that is a little bit saddening and I'm a little stumped. I'm not giving up, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little stumped is how can I stop being so obscure, you know?
Yes.
No one knows or cares about anything I do.
And it's not their fault.
And that's yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
It's not out of malice. It's just I'm obscure.
Yeah.
No one knows me. And how can I remedy that, you know? Because my personality is so different. I don't sell myself as I could. I wish I could without being insincere.
Where do you think those sales are coming short? I mean, what about you is difficult to pitch for you?
I don't know, because I'm just me. I'm just me. That's all. There's no more to it. I don't have a crazy backstory or anything. I'm just Swinky.
So you do have a crazy backstory. I disagree with you. You've got a heck of a story. But what about your product is unsellable by your own standards? Does the question make sense?
Yeah. By my standards?
Yeah.
What's unsellable about it?
What is unsell about? If you were a manager and somebody with exactly your skill set and talents were your client, what would be the thing that makes it difficult for you, the manager, not the singer, to sell that person, the singer?
To me that's the same thing. It's just obscurity. How do you work with that?
Like you can't sell it because it's not selling already?
Yeah.
You're a lazy salesman. Here. Sell me this pen.
Do you need a pen? Do you write sometimes? Actually, I did try doing sales. I was terrible at it.
Of yourself?
For work. It was back when I tried everything other than singing. So, actually, there's a pianist. His name is Alex. Really sweet guy. He told me, Swinky, your biggest problem is your obscurity. And
He's so much nicer than me. I always say your biggest problem is you.
Yeah.
Because I know you too well.
Yeah. Well, really, biggest problem is me. Anyway, tell us about your 2016.
Oh, we're not done with you. I'm taking you over the coals today.
The year. Why don't we start with you?
What
were your shortcomings for 2016?
First of all, we'll get to that in a future video.
Okay.
You know what I mean when I say the biggest thing stopping you is you usually.
Yeah, but that doesn't help.
I know, because you're still you even after I've said that to you 100 times, you still.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
How can I not be me? Maybe there are things that work because I'm me.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with the formula.
And not even that. Even if I tried to, how would I go about not being me?
Well, I think there are parts of you that could better contend with your talents. And you're getting better at it. You are definitely getting better at it. But there are parts of you that definitely reject your excellence. Like whatever. No, see how you roll your eyes at the very thought of it? This is what I'm talking about when I think.
You're making me shy.
Well, no, there are parts of you that definitely try to shut down that type of thinking, that you are a cut above the rest. Could you say that right now? I, Swinky, am a cut above the rest.
No.
Okay, that's my point exactly.
I'm very mediocre, but I'm trying to poke my head through the mediocrity. I'm really trying. That I am.
I know. That's a whole nother topic. How, like, you remember when we both were mediocre finally? I'd been making movies for 7 years or something, and you'd been singing for like a year or something, and we both looked at each other and like, we're both average. We're finally flat average. We can always deliver average or better. And it was so exciting. Like being mediocre is such a milestone in any career that you've passed mediocre, and that was a couple of years ago. And finally, like you're getting to the point where you can contend and address your mediocrity. The problem is you're no longer mediocre. You're tiptoeing up to excellence. And you're way behind being able to contend with that mentally. Do you know what I mean? Does that?
I know what you mean, but I can only see it through. I can
know,
only
I know.
hear it through, Pew's ears. I mean, Pew's mouth. I can only hear it knowing that you're saying this from a place of love. You're trying to be objective, and I appreciate that, but I'm not even trying to get you to convince me. I'm just telling you what is the reality. I know what you're saying, and I appreciate it. Thank you for noticing the growth. But if I was inching up to excellence, I would be getting some kind of response from anyone other than my friends and family.
I rebut, if I may.
Okay.
May I?
What is pointless counter pointless?
Exactly. Are you getting it finally?
Yeah, that anything goes?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to rebut, if I may, if I might. Is it okay? I do not take accusations of ass-kissing lightly, out of love or any other reason. When have I ever said anything nice to anyone just to get on their good side? Okay, exactly my point, exactly. So, the point being that I don't say things just to be nice or to try to cheer you up, but the reality is you've crossed the mediocre threshold, and your talents are climbing well past that point, and eventually, like, you're gonna have to, you gotta catch up with a rational understanding of what your talents are, because I don't think you see yourself clearly. Like, I don't think you can look at this computer and evaluate it you can read about the processor and you can read about the RAM and the hard drive size and wrap your head around it. You need to look at yourself with that type of detachment.
I do.
You try.
I try also.
Okay.
But I also do.
Then it should be really easy for you to say, my name is Swinky and I'm a cut above the rest.
No, you try it.
My name is Swinky and I'm a cut above the rest.
Say, my name is Pew and I'm a cut above the rest. Say it.
No, my name is Pew and I'm a cut above the rest. I've crossed mediocre and I'm getting really good at what I do. And I'm completely excited that this summer we punched way above our weight class and did not get beaten to a bloody pulp.
That's really good. I'm very proud of you. You made a whole movie.
We made a whole movie, way more ambitious than what our budget would suggest. And it was not a disaster. We delivered every scene that we promised we would deliver. We got all the shots we needed to get to communicate the information. Yeah, I'm a cut above the rest. I'm not bluffing. I am getting really good at my job. And it's very, very exciting to be good at my job.
That's good.
The thing is, in terms of singing growth, like if you were to just measure how much I grew in the last 2 years and how much you grew in the last 2 years, like the bars are not even close. Like there's the growth I've done and then there's the growth you've done, which is double what I've grown. But you still fight that information.
I'm not fighting it. I am accepting that I've grown. Isn't that the first thing I acknowledged? You.
Okay. I'm hard on you. I want you to be able to evaluate yourself better because...
I think I'm evaluating myself.
Well, of course you think that. You're biased to agree with yourself. Can't put me in a corner like that. You think I'm dumb? Well, guess what? I agree with me.
Okay. Thanks anyway. Thank you for whatever it is you were trying to say.
You get what I'm saying. You know where I'm driving at. So, Say, I'm Swinky, and I'm a bit of a cut above myself from a year ago.
This is what I'll say.
Hit me. I can't wait to hear it.
My name is Swinky, and I'm trying very hard to be better always. That's good, no? That's not good. That's good, isn't it? It's not. My name is Swinky, and I'm better than before.
And that's good.
And that's good.
Okay. I just love torturing you by making you say nice things about yourself. I've never seen anyone squirm as much as you do.
Oh my goodness.
I love making you blush.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, you can cut that out.
Or leave it in. It's pointless, kind of pointless. We have an audience of 4. And one of them's you and the other's me.
Mom, Charlie, maybe your sister, maybe your other sister.
Jeremy's been watching him. I don't know if he's going to get
Jeremy.
through a 30-minute conversation
this
with
one
us.
he's gonna shut it down after the first minute. He'll be like, this is too.
Ho hum.
Skip to the end.
All right, what are your questions for me? I hammered at you. I chiseled away at your facade for long enough.
Yep, you good job.
We got through the bitter exterior of the
Well, you're in luck.
Swinky chestnut.
I'm not as good an interrogator as you are,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna keep it very simple.
Keep it simple.
What do you want to take with you into 2017?
What do I
What
want
you
to take
learned this
into
year? Yeah.
the library? Here's the thing. The only thing that scares me is myself tomorrow.
You're good. You're good. Whatever I'm lacking in, you are oozing.
Well, no, let me break that down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. Like, we set out to make the library, and by gum, we made the library.
Mm.
We did it on a shoestring budget, and I mean, it smells like a shoestring budget. You can tell that we did not have a lot of cash, but you can't tell how much cash we had, and you certainly can't tell how much cash we didn't have on that show. How much was lacking is almost invisible on that one. If somebody gave me money, proper money, to do a proper movie, good Lord, like just think of what we could do with that.
It would be very good.
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a number that investors are looking to make 13. If they can make 13% off of an investment, that's like a gold mine to them. We could give them 13.
You mean in addition to whatever they put in?
13%. Yeah, no, they don't want 13% of their investment. They want their investment back plus an additional 13. If they only wanted 13 back,
And they're like, wow, this is a great investment.
yeah, I'd be out getting $1 million right now, and I'd be like, wow, okay, here's 130,000. Your investment was a success. Bye. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
No, but if we got $1 million, I don't know, $1 million's a weird number. Anyway, I heard from Justin Timberlake that $1 billion's even cooler than $1 million.
Is that what he says?
You don't get any of my movie references, do you? The Facebook, the guy wants to make $1 million, and Justin Timberlake says, $1 million's not cool. You know what's cool? $1 billion.
Good for them.
Anyway, we're gonna cut all the movie references that you don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not following.
Worst death of 2016, which was the one that broke your heart?
David Bowie.
More than Prince?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I think I said this even when we did the podcast. There was just something about him.
Mm-hmm.
And the time when he married Iman, I was thinking this man is at the top of his game, and he's not afraid, or he doesn't even think it's an issue to marry this former refugee who happens to be black, very beautiful. And at that time, everyone was just putting Africa down, flies, babies dying,
Flies.
Yeah. You can go there for a photo shoot.
I believe that was a New York Times headline, was, flies with a picture of a map of Africa.
People with people, even children with distended, abdomens, and send them food. That food you don't want, you can send it there. They'll eat it. They'll take it. But even during that time when the media was very intent on just showing the negative aspects of some places in Africa, and during that time he married Iman.
Even when Africa was like the most flies place on earth.
Yeah. And that, to me, that made me think, this is a different guy. He's not the other, white messiah kind of people. He's just a good person.
You think it's like weird for a white dude to fall in love with an African?
No, but remember, I was just a kid,
Okay.
and at the time, my world was being shaped. I was learning how to see things. Yeah, it was just they're white, but they're not God. They're just people. And people who fall in love. And he fell in love with, someone who looks kind of like me, So that's nice. So for me, that's the one that hit me. I know there were other very special people. Who is it for you?
Oh, you have one guess.
Prince?
No.
David Bowie.
No.
Leonard Cohen.
Jeez Louise, how did it take you so long?
No, because you said
one
Prince.
person died this year. Because I thought you liked Prince's music more. Like you seem to listen to him more than you listen to Bowie.
Yeah.
All right. So people are accusing 2016 of being the worst dumpster fire of a year that they've ever seen. Agree? Disagree? Agree to disagree?
I disagree. Every year is a dumpster fire. This is not the first time things have gone wrong. Things will always go wrong. But we have to keep trudging on.
We the people?
We the people.
We the people, Bryson?
We the living. The dead have moved on. The ones yet unborn, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. But we can do something with what we have, the time we have.
I had another idea for my funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I want there to...
You always have these stupid ideas for your funeral. What is it now?
I want there to be a string quartet, but they're only allowed to play I Would Do Anything for Love by Meatloaf.
But I won't do that.
But that's like for the entrance. When people are coming in, they just play that song for 30 minutes straight on a string quartet. Can you make it happen? If you outlive me, can you make that happen?
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Baby, that's dumb.
I'm going to have... Mark my word, I am gonna have the coolest funeral. You guys better be there. It's good if she does everything I'm asking her to do, and the plans have been very specific.
The other thing he asked for was...
Oh, you can talk to that lens if you need to talk directly to the audience.
The other thing he asked for was that his children, his descendants, eat his body.
No,
and only
okay.
then would they be able to get their inheritance.
Let me explain to that, because apparently you weren't listening. What has to happen is when it comes time for the reading of the will, and the will is going to be read at my funeral. It's not going to be like a separate thing for lawyers or anything. It's going to be part of the actual funeral. The first paragraph is like, you know how usually when people are having a funeral and they have inheritance, someone has to spend a night in a haunted house or something, or like at an abandoned amusement park, and they're like with the ghosts, and if they get scared out of the ghost house, then they don't get the inheritance. They don't get to inherit isn't that how you guys usually do it in Kenya?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I want to do that, but instead of like a haunted house, they have to eat my flesh. Like you have to cook me. Except for the bones. You don't have to eat the bones.
Don't have to eat the bones.
Everything else I want to be eaten barbecue style.
That's absurd.
And I hope that before then I make so much money that people are like, oh, it's a lot of, I kind of want that money.
So they're gorging themselves on your
Before they're left
flesh.
off the hook, I want people to be like a little conflicted as to whether or not they should do it.
Baby, that's horrible.
But it's just a joke. Like at the end of the will, they'll be like, we're just kidding. You guys can have the money in the house or whatever. You don't have to barbecue. Do you remember any of my other requests? Are you even listening?
They're all dumb. Why should I pay any attention to them?
Can you even
You should
name
come up with better ones in 2017.
better funeral requests?
Mm-hmm.
Look, all I'm saying is, guys, I'll start writing them down, and be there or be square. It's gonna be awesome.
He's cute. We hope, tell us what you want to watch, you know? We're trying to figure this out. We're probably not going to stop trying. So, tell us what you want to watch.
Can I do my favorite joke?
Yeah. You're ruining our family with your drinking.
Shut up, I'll tell you when I've had enough. Go work the streets. Don't cry, you're ugly when you cry. You'll never get a job.
You're a sweetie.
I love you, darling.
I love you too.
Welcome to our home life.
All right, baby. That's a wrap.
Do you even remember the ones I told you? Like, I want you to trick a guy into saying that I didn't like Roadrunner cartoons, and then you have to punch him.
No, why would I remember that, baby? Why?
Because it's my funeral.